Right, I thought I'd just introduce you to my old coke forge, which I've been modifying over the past month or so. Yet to test it out, but this forge I made probably 25 to 30 years ago. It's just trying to rain as I'm doing this. But anyway, I started out with a piece of 10mm plate, 2 foot by 2 foot. Then cut a hole in the middle of the plate, which I think is 3 inch. So cut a 3-inch hole in the middle. Then welded a piece of tube on, which was slightly smaller than that, so it gave me a shoulder. And then that goes down to, I think, something like 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches bore tubing. So anyway, what we got, I made this up, which used to be quite nice, tight fit, just to fit in there. It sits on what is the shoulder of that pipe that's welded in the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. And that then is my tweer, effectively. But over the years, rain and everything else has eroded round the tweer. This is bent, over the time the heat has distorted it. But again, it's quite a simple thing to replace if need be. This started out as 10mm thick, and yeah, you can see where it has worn away a bit. The sides are 4 inch by 3mm. And even the 3mm is slowly eroded. Underneath, we'll show you how it's done. Hopefully you can see this. If not, I might have to get a bit of a different light. So we got a large tube up there, which is then down to this smaller tube. The smaller tube is 2-inch OD. And then I made up a slide valve. If we just go to the slide valve. Simple slide valve, which is adjusting the air in and out. And then I made it such that any crap that came down would fall down the bottom, leaving air to feed in the side. What you can see in the background is a newly fitted fan, which I'm going to be testing out. So the fan is 600 cubic meters per hour, or 350 cubic feet per minute. So I've just made that up, bolted on the simple bracket on the side, and a bit of 2-inch hose. To hook up that fan to the tweer. Now, originally I used to use a Hoover for the blow. And this Hoover here is a model 402 Hoover produced between 1947 and 1953. All I've done is take the hose out the suction end and put it into the blow end. To give you an idea, these have got Bakelite fittings and it's a cloth bound hose. And all that used to happen here is that end was the right size just to go into the end of the air inlet. And if I turn this on, it's quite noisy. I'll just show its efficiency. So, at the moment, the slide valve's closed. If I open up the slide valve, it can get that much pressure. As you can see, this is floating. There's that much pressure there. The actual plate is floating in air, on air. So now I'm going to move over to using this other fan. So if I take the Hoover off, connect up the other fan, and then we're just going to plug it in. So fairly quiet in relation, but it hasn't got the same. I can see it, it's just floating a little, not much. No, it's not floating, it's just rocking. So we've got quite a flow there. Anyway, that's the forge. I've now put some castors on it to make it mobile, and over the coming days we'll probably solder up and see how good it is with this new fan on. Anyway, that's the old forge. I thought it best to give a bit more on these dimensions. So the actual bore size is 42mm, near enough, 42mm on the inside. On the outside, if I can do that, a little over 48mm. You can see that a bit better now. How I've gone from the smaller pipe to a larger pipe to then give us a bit of a spread on the air before it comes up to the tweer plate on top, which is that tweer plate. Again, the pipe is just slightly smaller than the 3-inch hole in the 10mm plate, which used to give me a nice shoulder. Yeah, that used to be a nice tight fit, but over the years, what with erosion and everything else, it's not quite as tight.